Hi, Joseph Kern here, instructional designer at Emporia State University. If you just watched the video about how to add the Canvabadges app to your Canvas course and now you want to learn about how to make badges, then you're in the right place. If not, here's a link for that video. In this video, I'm going to real quickly show just where to click and how to add a badge to a module. Then I'm going to go back through and kind of talk more about the thought process that you might want to use when you're planning the badges and both in your class and then the bigger picture of it. So let's get going. Here's a rather empty course that I have. I added some modules by saying create a module and typing in the name. To add a badge, all I do is, just like any other content, normally assignment is what shows up because that's the top of the drop-down menu, but I'm adding an external tool. I feel like I've done this before in another video. And the only one I have in this course is Canvabadges. You may have a lot more things listed here, like at ESU we have all the campus pack stuff listed. So I'm going to pick that. It may ask you on this next screen to log in, but I've already logged in, so there we go. And if you've created badges already, they will show up here. If you are going to make a new one, then here's where you can make a new one. So let's type in new badge and add it. Now this information isn't really about the badge itself. It's the same that you would get if you added an assignment where you choose like how much to indent on the module page. So we'll just say add item. We don't have to change anything. So just like adding anything else, it'll live underneath the module. To actually work on the settings of the badge, I don't click edit here. That'll just let me change the name of it. I just click on the link for it. So I can change the overall name here, and I can put in the badge icon. So I have a couple options. I could use their badge designer, which will allow me to type in some stuff. I can play with the size of text or the font, or don't use that font. You can add in custom banners and extra little features on it. Yay! Okay. So play around with that. If you don't want to be, constricted to whatever they give you on that, feel free to make your own. So I made some in Publisher, and that's just a matter of drawing some shapes. So there are banner shapes and starbursts and things like that in Publisher, so you can just insert and draw and add it all up. So the size that they want and what they list there, let's get out of that, should be about 90 by 90 pixels. That equals about, on this, about 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches, give or take. So after I had all of my individual shapes and pictures and stuff added together, I highlight the group of them and I group it. Then I can right click and save as picture. So I'm going to save this as badge. So to be able to use that badge that I've created, I have to put it on the internet somewhere and put in a hyperlink. So I can put this in Dropbox or wherever and give them the link. I'm going to keep it in my files. So I'm going to use a new tab. I'm not going to use this tab and just go right to files, which is what you think you should do, but that will ruin all your progress. So open your same course in a new tab and just go back and forth between them, because I've lost a lot of things by jumping from one page to another without it being a new tab. So from here, this is my course. I can add file, and I pick the badge that I just added. There it is. I can copy that link, go back to my previous tab, and I can paste it there. Alright, so I can give a description of this. I can also explain the requirements, and that's going to be important because if somebody looks at this and they want to know exactly what somebody had to do to get the badge, this is how you can show how, yes, this is a meaningful badge. They had to score this much on a test, and show me this example, and whatever the requirements are. The hours for completion are just kind of some FYI for students, just that way they have an idea. You can do things like having students post a URL. So if they make something, post it online. This is the example, and then that can be accessed through the badge. Manual approval just means that you would have to check off that yes, they did it. So if you want the course to manage itself, where students score a certain amount on the quiz and they get the badge automatically, then just leave that blank. All right, next we get into what they actually have to do to earn the badge, and there are a few ways to do it. So one way is just by using the overall grade. So if you have one badge for the whole course, if they've scored 95% in the course, then they get the special gold star badge. But you can break it down a little bit too. A badge could be based off of credits, and this gives you some options. So let's say that if they score 90% in the class, that's worth 5 credits. And also they could do any of these modules and get 1 credit each. This one's going to be extra, so they can get 2. So in order to earn the badge, they need to have 5, 6, let's say 7 credits total. So they could get a 90% and do all these modules. They could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, if they don't have a 90%, doing the modules isn't enough to get them to earn the badge, and so that may be a good way to set it up. If they only want to do module 3 and get a 90%, then apparently in this system that works. And so you can play around with that to give maybe some options for how the students can go about earning the badge. That'll give a little bit of differentiated instruction to them. In the student iPad tutorial course, for these on the badges, they're set up without a grade cutoff, and so the students have to answer or complete these 3 modules in order to get it. The way I wanted it is they have to score 100% on a module for it to be complete, and I don't adjust that within the badge. That is adjusted in the modules themselves. So at the course level, I looked at modules, and for the module settings, so this module consists of the content page and a quiz. So I'm going to edit the module settings, and in this case, I'm looking here, the module is complete when I could set it so that in this case it's when they do the quiz and they score at least 11 out of 11, it is complete. So they have to ace the test, then they're one step further in completing the badge requirements. I could also add requirements here. So they have to, let's see, so there's a page, they have to view the page or they have to contribute to the page in order to earn the badge. So again, it's whatever level of interaction you want to require, and then just make sure students know that. So with that set, then when I make that the requirement, they have to have aced that test in order to get one step farther on the badge. They also have to get through the part 2 of the Getting to Know Your iPad. So I have to go into part 2 and add in that prerequisite. So again, for the quiz, they have to score 12 out of 12 in order to complete the module. So I save these badge settings. So it brings up this new badge page for me. So looking at the course that actually exists, where I have students, it lists all of the students, or I could sort it by just the ones who have earned the badge. And so that's a really easy way to count up how many have earned it so far if you have a lot of students in your course. And below that are those different attributes again that you can choose. If you change these, students who have already earned the badges will still have them. So if you increase the requirements later on, they got in under the wire, and so they may have a badge that they didn't do enough according to your new requirements. So have everything figured out and set up before you unleash the badge, otherwise they may very quickly enter whatever things they need to enter, and then you're not able to click on this and take it from them or anything. So even though you can't take a badge away from students, if you're looking at your entire student list, you can click on that X and you can award a badge. So if this is a situation where something messed up or they couldn't do anything online but they talked to you in person and they showed that they earned it, then you can say like, yes, you earned it, and give them the badge that way. And so that's the workflow for making badges. Now we're going to get into how would you set up a course around badges, or at a bigger level, how might you apply badges to maybe a whole departmental set of outcomes.